This is Travis Wingoodsell, and watching the news this morning on Friday the 8th of November 2019. ABC4 News is what I use because they're the only local news here in Utah that will post clips of their show on YouTube for me to watch. The others only do it if there's a big breaking story of popularity, so they rarely do it on the other channels. The big thing from yesterday was the Utah government went and did another bill and basically gave the middle finger to all of Utah in the process. And so Utah does their typical thing of complain after it's already too late. But Utah government knows this. They know once they get a foothold, once they establish dominance and get it out there, it is a struggle to tear it down. Despite all its errors, despite all its flaws, despite all its injustices. And the injustice on this one that everybody's concerned about is raising the tax on food. We already have a tax on food in Utah. It's been implemented for a while now. As I go buy groceries they added tax. And so the poor also have to pay this tax, and the homeless have to pay this tax, and the disabled have to pay this tax. And you may say, well, they get SNAP and it takes off the tax. Well, yeah, but SNAP is only a supplement to the food, which means they have to pay for the rest of their food for the month. And so that money's taxed. And so the poor, the disabled, the elderly, children of poor families all have to pay an increased tax on food. And Utah has struggled with this. They want to implement it. They want to destroy the poor. Like I did Utah wants to murder the homeless. It's true. Utah hates the poor. No better example than the fruits of their revelations. That's what you want to call them. And so, this is another example of how Utah hates the poor, and it's the raising of taxation on food. And now it's too late. Everybody wants to complain, hey, you can't do this. This is going to hurt people. And they're going to say, yeah, screw you. We're going to do what we want. Just like with the airport, there was some land that they wanted to develop, and the studies showed that would cause pollution and damage to the environment and blah, blah, blah. And so people were protesting as the government was giving hearings, and the government just refused to hear them and arrested the protesters as violent criminals. It's just that's what authoritarianism is, people. This is what Trump wants to turn the whole of America into. We here in Utah already see it. We already know what it's going to become. And if the rest of the nation just says, yeah, so what? It's just Trump. He'll be gone, and then the Democrat will take over and fix everything. No. It doesn't work that way, people. Our laws, our everything has been eroded because our government isn't doing anything to fix it. They're just making the problem worse and worse and worse. So in 2008, Bush had gutted the economy, and the economy collapsed. and it ripple effect throughout the whole world. And so Obama steps in, he announces, well, what's needing to be done is something I can't do because of a Republican Congress. And so he did what he could. He at least stopped the downward spiral of doom in our economy. And the way he did that was causing another problem, which is drastically increase the debt. We're now into the multi-trillions, as Trump has already increased it $4 trillion in his term of office. And so that was Obama's fix for the economy, was to increase the debt. And so Utah hates the poor. They're wanting to starve us to death.